Let's talk about indie games that are set to be released in May 2024. There are a lot of games, but here are my personal top picks. Ready? Let's dive into the list. Abiotic Factor is a survival crafting game set in an underground research facility. You must survive against various threats you never expected, such as hazards, interdimensional creatures, and even alien threats. Of course, the tools you use will also be varied as well. The premise is interesting, with sci-fi elements integrated into the gameplay and atmosphere. While the animation and graphics may not be the best aspect of the game, the gameplay it provides certainly offers a breath of fresh air in the genre. Undead Inc. is a game where you manage a local subsidiary of the Enswell Medical Corporation. It's not just a simple research facility. Instead, the facility hosts various experiments and biological weapons. Essentially, it's like Resident Evil, but you're playing as the Umbrella Corporation itself. Your strategy will differ based on how you choose your director, with different perks, staff, and which research you prioritize. You can even choose how to deal with the police and the locals. Oh, there's also risk of outbreak, just so you know. Heading Out is a narrative-driven driving game with roguelike elements. Inspired by cult classic road movies, its distinct art style features mostly black and white and cel shading. With its premise, this is a refreshing take on the driving or perhaps racing genre. You will choose different paths, not knowing where you're going. It's the journey that matters. Maybe it will involve a police chase or a race. Nobody knows, as these are the roguelike elements. Let's keep our eye on this gem.
You've been running for so long now.
Alright, this time we have a relaxing, cute game about the adventures of a black cat, or perhaps a kitten. Surely we live in an age where a lot of cat games have emerged, and this is one of them. Little Kitty Big City is an open-world exploration game where you're tasked with finding your way home. Along the way, you can befriend other creatures, wreak typical chaos caused by cats in the city, and even dress up as you like. It's a relaxing, low-commitment game that you might want to consider if you love cats. As the title suggests, Autopsy Simulator do what exactly it says. You're going to autopsy a lot of corpses or cadaver with different case to determine the cause of death. The game is said to be in collaboration with real-world forensic doctors, so it ensures the anatomic accuracy of the game. Besides the simulation aspect, the game also includes horror elements. For those who were expecting only the autopsy aspect, it might be a deal-breaker since not everyone will enjoy the horror elements. Given the nature of the game, I believe it will be played a lot by streamers though.
Who is this?
Animal Well is an eerie, odd, yet atmospheric Metroidvania game that has its own unique characteristics in many aspects. It offers pixel art graphics with a dark and mysterious atmosphere, and even the music that accompanies it adds to the overall vibe. As a Metroidvania, we can expect interconnected worlds, non-linear exploration, puzzles, and a lot of secrets to uncover. The game looks quite dynamic, and I think it shouldn't be overlooked, especially if you're a fan of the Metroidvania genre. Mullet Madjack is a boomer shooter with an art style reminiscent of retro anime. The game features a 10-second rule where you, as the main character, need to generate dopamine within that time frame by killing enemies or else you die. Not gonna lie, it looks simply fun. The art style is distinct and adds to its own charm. With the 10-second rule mentioned earlier, the combat surely will become fast-paced and enjoyable. Somehow the time feature reminded me of Time Crisis games, but now it's an FPS. After years of waiting, Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder will finally be fully released this May. The game looks solid as a Metroidvania with its vibrant cast of characters and unique steampunk theme. In this game, you play as Alethea, an elite mercenary using your deadly guns and swords. A world full of life and solid combat options are some of the best aspects the game has shown us. With high expectations surrounding it, many will undoubtedly purchase it on day one. Will it live up to the hype? Let's hope so. Norland is a medieval colony sim game where you will be tasked with managing noble families, class society, revolts, mutiny, and other conflicts that may arise during the era of kingdoms. It reminds us of RimWorld, a sandbox game where the story depends on our choices. You can order peasants, manage relationships across different noble families and your people, or even go to war, whether it's from inside or against outside forces. With a lot of aspects to consider, the game undoubtedly will be complex. I hope it's easy for newcomers to the genre to get into. Now we have Synergy, which is a city-building game set in a strange and hostile world. As you build your cities, you will be faced with a lot of challenges and choices to make, as the world you're in isn't exactly a forgiving place. Send your expedition team of citizens to explore the new world and gather knowledge, as it's necessary for survival. The game may look simple, but it has some depth to it. At first glance, the game looks and plays well, so if you love the genre, you may want to add Synergy to your watch list.
Once upon a time, in the forgotten seaside town of Southfold.
If you love puzzles or enjoy relaxing games, we have a perfect candidate among the upcoming releases. Paper Trail uses paper folding mechanics to navigate and solve puzzles in the game. It may look simple, but it's actually very creatively implemented. As you can see, you can fold in various ways to access different places. The overall art style is also neat, featuring beautifully handcrafted environments. Even if you're not a puzzle game enthusiast, you may consider the game if you love casual gaming.
Now, I guess we're stuck here until the rain clears. So we may as well get to know.
In this realm, light and darkness stand divided.
Songs of Silence is a strategy game with mixed elements of turn-based kingdom management, auto-battler, and even includes a playing card element for unique actions and spells. On top of the well-polished presentation, the game blends many strategy genres quite well. The maps are randomly generated and you can recruit armies to counter your enemy units, similar to how auto-battlers and many real-time strategy games operate. While the game may seem vast in scale, it is said that each map can be completed in a single evening.
And setbacks. We'll find a way to survive.
Crown Wars is a medieval open-world squad builder game with slight elements of kingdom management. While it includes resource management and building, the main focus of the game is how you strategize your squad composition and the primary element of turn-based combat. Choose your factions, keep an eye on your squad's position against your enemies, and prevent the order from expanding its influence. The open-world aspect of the game involves taking over quests on the map, which may be available for a limited time. So far, the game looks quite promising.
Find covers, high grounds, and take advantage of the battlefield's characteristics.
Magi Lords is failing. Where now?
Skald, Against the Black Priory, embraces many aspects of retro 80s RPGs. The game goes full throttle on graphics, gameplay, and even the storytelling art style. Gameplay features turn-based combat, with options to approach enemies silently or with a blast. While it embraces retro aspects, the game modernizes features such as auto-resolve, inventory systems, and perhaps the quest log. While it may not be for everyone, it's worth seeing the full content upon release. Selaco is one of the most anticipated boomer shooters to be released this year, albeit still in early access. Based on the demo alone, the gameplay and gunfights are a lot of fun, with the combat heavily inspired by the Fear series. So, what makes the game promising? The combat is fast-paced with smarter AI, and its simplicity makes the basic elements of gunplay feel solid and satisfying without a lot of gimmicks. If you enjoy FPS games, Selaco should be on your wishlist.